Hello there! Recently, someone asked me to make a video about essential items to bring to a LARP that aren't LARP related. I'm Squire Callahan Ridgeborn, almost Battlemaster, definitely a wizard, and I go to a lot of Amtgard events. I am at every Kingdom event I can get my hands on. I go to all the Grand Duchy events I can be there for. At these events, I run into things that I need on a regular basis. So what I thought I'd do is I'd spin up a little video here telling you about all the non-LARP items I like to bring with me and why. So the first thing I bring my wagon. Why do I bring a wagon? Well, wagons are just so nice. Pictured here is my Costco wagon. I actually pulled this from the Costco listing where I purchased my wagon. It's collapsible, so it fits in the back of my car. When I get to Amtgard, I can pop it open and put all my swords and shields and stuff in there. And having a way of transporting a large amount of material all at once is extremely helpful, right? I don't have the room in my car to bring a whole wheelbarrow, but I can bring a wagon. It allows me to bring water, all sorts of things that I can put in my wagon. If it fits in the wagon, I can bring it with me. Let's talk about water. Water is super important. As all of our hydro friends will say, hydrate or dehydrate. You are going to drink a lot more water than you're expecting. Personally, I think I'm going through, well, I usually bring my gallon water jug with me, and I'll try to get through that throughout the day. But most people are going through 2, 3, sometimes 4 water bottles per person per day at these events. Costco has the cheapest water that still tastes good, so I recommend picking up a case of that water. And if you're going to be there for a 3-day event, you probably want to have a case of water for every 3 people, just to have enough. That'll probably get you through a Friday, Saturday, Sunday event. Sunscreen is super duper important. At least that's what my wife is always telling me. I hate sunscreen. I don't like the feeling of sunscreen on my skin. It just is yucky. I don't like it. But it's important. I don't want to get skin cancer. So whenever me and the kids go to park, my wife always reminds me to put sunscreen on myself and on them so that we don't get sunburns and we don't get skin cancer. You will want sunscreen too, because a lot of these bigger events, battlefields are all in the sunshine. There's no shade. So you're going to be in the sun all day long. And you'll get the nice keyhole neckline tan line that looks so fabulous, but definitely is a bummer on Monday when you got to wear your work uniform again. Tape is so useful to have. If you bring tape to your LARP event, you can be the hero just right out of the gates. All kinds of tape are useful to have. Packing tape will let you make weapon repairs. Cloth tape will let you fix small throwies or big throwies even, or fix cloth covers on weapons that are busted up. You can use duct tape to fix small holes in armor. You can use medical tape to wrap ankles and wrists when they get hurt. So just having at least one kind of tape with you will give you better odds of being prepared for whatever random mundane situation you find yourself in. If you're a little more advanced, or if you're an armored fighter, bringing a little armor patch kit with you is extremely useful. You want to have, if you're wearing chainmail, for example, you want to have extra links and the pliers to fix it, because armor is not a static thing. It's something you have to upkeep, as I'm sure you know if you have a nice armor kit. And so having a couple of things in a little kit so that when inevitably you have some sort of field malfunction, you're able to repair it quickly in between games and get back in the next game fully armored again. That can save your whole event. So I recommend having extra materials for whatever type of armor you have, a good pair of pliers. A file is really nice because if your armor gets like janked up or something, you can file off any rough edges there. Paracord is good for tying things on or making temporary buckle replacements. Having a lighter will help you fix that paracord, and you're going to want to be able to burn your ends on the paracord. You know, it never hurts to have a lighter. And finally, having a knife is just, I mean, most people at these events already have knives, but if you need a knife, it's good to have a knife. First aid kit. So the site that you're at should have a first aid kit. Your park should have a first aid kit. If your park doesn't have a first aid kit, you should bring that up. Say, hey, we should really have a first aid kit. The first aid kits are going to be stocked with different things. It is a good idea to have a personal first aid kit. I carry a little first aid kit either in my car or on my belt, depending on the event size and what I'm up to that event. And I carry, you know, half a dozen band-aids and a little bit of gauze and a pair of tweezers and maybe a small knife in my little kit. And I think I also have a thing of Neosporin and some wet wipes. My more advanced med kit that I keep in the car has more things I can respond to. But, you know, you never know when you're going to get pinched by your armor and have a little bit of an injury. But if you're bleeding, you can't play because of the bloodborne pathogen policy. So if you have any dripping blood or anything, you need to be able to slap a band-aid on that so you can get back in. I always recommend bringing spare deodorant. After a Kingdom event gets over, there is Court and Feast, where you are going to be up close and personal with as many as 200 of your closest personal friends. And you want to smell nice. You hope that they smell nice because there's a lot of you cramped into a fairly small space. So having a spare stick of deodorant just in the back of your car, when you get done with the battle games for the day, you just whoop, whoop, put that on there, and you're going to smell a lot better for the long. I always bring a towel and a spare outfit with me. The reason for this is when I get done with battle gaming, sometimes it rains when you're battle gaming, sometimes you get really sweaty or you fall in the mud. It's very nice to be able to take a quick shower. Our Billy Creek site has a really nice shower facility. If you're at a camping event, they should have shower facilities. Now, if you're at a park, it's probably a significantly less far drive home, but I like to be able to take a quick rinse, change into some comfy clothes for driving before I head home for the day. Especially since I'm a 3-hour drive from our Kingdom site, so it takes a bit to get there and to get back home again. So a quick rinse after you're done with battle gaming, that can be super nice. If you are not taking a quick rinse after a battle game, I still highly recommend spare socks. I have never once regretted having an extra pair of socks in my car. If you're running around all day, maybe it's not actively raining so your body's not getting wet, but your feet are sweating, or you're stepping in mud puddles and your socks get wet, that is a miserable experience. I usually bring 2 pairs of socks. One for if I get into a big puddle or anything like that, and one to change into for the ride home so I have nice fresh socks on the way home. That's just a comfort thing, and I find it to be very nice. I also will wear my tennis shoes for driving, but I wear my field boots for fielding. I hope that you found this useful, some mundane items to bring when you're going to these Kingdom level events. Please let me know down in the comments if you have something that you bring to your events that I should bring, or if one of these items on the list was unexpected. Please let me know. I look forward to hearing from you, and I will see you in the next video.